So you want to be a reseller and you don't know what all of this lingo means, such as RAOA, OTL. What in the heck does this mean? I am going to explain several words or abbreviations in this video regarding reselling and things that are very common that you might see, such as BOLO. What the heck is a BOLO? So if you're interested in this, stay tuned. That was a firecracker. Set! Woo! Good job! So in today's video, I have 38 words or abbreviations for things that you will see very often in the reseller community. And so today I wanted to explain what those things mean, because when I started out reselling just a few months ago, I see a lot of these words or abbreviations or like phrases, and I had no idea what they mean. So eventually I'm sure you'll pick up on them, but let me just easily explain it for you right here in one video. Okay, it's Editing Jordan here, and as I was going through this video, I realized that I missed some of the most important things ever. Like, when I looked over my list again, I had a list that I had just been thinking of over the day, and then a list that I had in my phone, like that I thought of over the last couple weeks and while I was planning on doing this video. And I actually have 8 more words that are super important that you definitely need to know. So that brings our count to 46 words, phrases, abbreviations that any reseller should know regarding descriptions. So something you might see in a title is OOAK. That means one of a kind. So obviously that's a descriptive word if your item is unique and one of a kind. Next you might see NIB or NIP or BNIB or BNIP. Basically what that means is new in package or new in box, or brand new in package or brand new in box. So obviously if your item is brand new in the package or brand new in the box, you could put NIB, NIP, BNIP, BNIB. The next one is NWT. This is very common. You'll see this a lot. NWT and NWOT. NWT means new with tags. NWOT means new without tags. So obviously if your item has a tag on it, you would describe it as new with tags, or NWT for short. So you want to maximize the amount of characters that you have in the listing. Like on eBay, it's 80. I'm not sure how many it is on Poshmark. Less than that, maybe like 40 or so. But if you type in new with tags, you're using 11 characters plus 2 spaces, so 13. But if you just do NWT or NWOT, then you're using 3 or 4 characters versus 13 or, I don't know, 16, however many new without tags is. So you'll see that a lot. This is one that you might not see very often, but I do see it a lot, especially on eBay. So it's EUC or GUC. That means excellent used condition or good used condition. So this might be in the title or it might be in the description. And then TTS, this is also describing an item. That means true to size. So this is likely not going to be in the title, but it would be in the description, like fits TTS. That means fits true to size. And then the last descriptive word that I had was VTG. That stands for vintage. It's an abbreviation for vintage. So a lot of times you'll see that in a title. Now, my next category is like regarding platforms. So this could be like on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, Citizen, depending on where you sell. So OTL, this is like mainly on Poshmark. OTL means offers to likers. So when somebody likes your item, you can send an OTL, which is an offer to the liker. You can also do this on Mercari. They have likers, but you would hit promote and then you can send a private promotion to the people that have liked it. And then on eBay, it's a watcher. And so you can send an offer to a watcher. And so that was also one of my things here on this platform category is a watcher and a liker. They're essentially the same thing, but just depending on what platform you are, it's going to be a different word. Poshmark is going to be a liker, Mercari is going to be a liker, eBay is going to be a watcher. So then these two are regarding Amazon. So FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. FBM is fulfilled by merchant. So that's like if you're selling on Amazon, but you're fulfilling the packages, you didn't send them to Amazon, you are fulfilling them yourself. Fulfilled by merchant, fulfilled by seller, merchant, seller are used interchangeably. The next one, this is mostly like for local platforms that you have, like Nextdoor or things like that. I don't know, we don't have that in my area, but like on Facebook Marketplace, you might see in the comments somebody would say PPU. That means pending pickup. Like they have an interested buyer, but the item is not actually sold yet, so it's PPU. And then once the buyer picks it up, then the seller would mark it as sold. So then this one you also might see a lot like in Facebook Marketplace is bump. So I never knew the actual like, what is it when it stands for something like B.U.M.P. I cannot think of the word. It just like went away from me. I wanted to say algorithm, but that's not right. And it's not an abbreviation. What? Acronym? That's it. Acronym. So the acronym for bump is bring up my post. And so I've seen people type in bump a lot, and so I just figured they wanted to bump their post back up to the top, you know, because once you comment, then it goes back up to the top on Facebook. But that makes sense of what bump stands for, bring up my post. And then PM, DM, these are essentially the same thing, just depends on what platform you're on. Facebook, it's a PM, like that means personal message. Instagram, you will see a lot is DM me for the price or DM me if you want to buy. DM means direct message. Now, a bundle is most frequently used on Poshmark. That just means that you want to buy more than one item. You can also bundle on Mercari. It's a little bit different. So if you don't know how to bundle on Mercari, let me know and I can do a separate video for that. So let me know in the comments. But Poshmark is easy to bundle. You just hit the like little shopping bag and the plus, and then it bundles your items, whatever you want in there. And then PFF, this is also regarding Poshmark, stands for Posh Friends Forever. So just essentially like BFF, but not best friends forever. It's a posh friend forever. Now, these next terms are regarding sourcing. So the first word on that little category is sourcing in itself. Sourcing just means that you are going shopping for whatever the items that you're going to sell. So like a sourcing trip would just be like a shopping trip, or, you know, you're sourcing, you're looking for the items that you want to sell. And then RA stands for retail arbitrage. So that's like when you go to the store, like Walmart or Target or whatever, like you go to an actual store and buy something there. This is not a thrifted store. It's like a brand new item, you know, like I said, like Walmart or Target. So you go there and you buy an item. That's called retail arbitrage. So you're buying the item low at the store and you're going to mark it up and sell it for a profit. Retail arbitrage, RA. So the next one kind of goes along with that, but it's OA. That stands for online arbitrage. So that's obviously when you shop online, like at Walmart or Target online, or Amazon online. So you're buying an item online, OA, online arbitrage, and then you're going to flip it for a profit. So the next one you might hear a lot is the bins. So the bins is just a Goodwill outlet, but if you've ever been to the bins, you know that once you get inside this store, it's just a bunch of bins with a whole bunch of junk just dumped in the bins. I shouldn't say junk because you can find some real gold there. Literally, maybe. You could literally maybe find real gold there. And then another one that you might see sometimes, just depending on the seller, is cop or crop. So should I cop this or should I crop this? So cop means like, should I get this? Is this a hot thing? I like, you know, say there were shoes for $5 and they're selling for $100. Obviously you're going to cop those. If there were shoes that were $30 and they're selling for $50, it's up to you. Do you want to cop or crop those? Crop obviously means no, you're not getting it. Editing Jordan here. I'm so embarrassed. It's not cop or crop. It's cop or drop. Now, BOLO. This is one that it took me a minute to figure out what the heck BOLO meant. So BOLO is be on the lookout. So if you see like somebody say, this is a BOLO brand, I'm like, what the hell's BOLO brand? What's a BOLO brand? I've never heard of a BOLO brand before. So that just means a be on the lookout brand. So if you see that brand when you're sourcing out in the wild, then you're going to pick it up because it will sell. And then my next category is money. So an ASP and then a BP. So ASP means average sell price. So obviously you're going to take all of the items that you've sold within X amount of period, and you're going to add them all up and then divide them, and you get your average sell price. So then your average buy price is the same thing. You bought all these items, you're going to add up the total cost divided by the number of items that you bought, and that will give you your ABP, or your average buy price. And then COG stands for cost of goods, so that's pretty self-explanatory, I think, just the amount that you paid for the item. And then ROI stands for return on investment. So that means, say I spent $5 and I sold it for $15, so my ROI is $10, or, 3 times the cost. I spent $5, sold it for $15, made $10, that's my ROI. 10 is my ROI. And then other ones I didn't know where to put are OOS, and that means out of stock. So if you're trying to buy something and it says, sorry, I'm OOS, that just means, sorry, I'm out of stock. This item is out of stock. And then this one you might see, I've seen it anywhere on any platform really, is ISO or DISO. That just means in search of, or with the D, it means desperately in search of. So you might be scrolling through a platform looking at items, and then you'll see ISO, Free People, Thermal, Henley, whatever the heck. That just means that person is looking for that item. So if you have that item that they're in search of, then send them a message and you might make a sale. Now, BIN, or BIN, it's not actually bin, but you will see this a lot, and that's what it spells, BIN. That means buy it now. So if somebody does an auction, like on eBay, you can buy it now, or BIN, for whatever price. But then people, when they do Instagram sales, like Instagram auctions, they'll start it at, say, $12.99, or there's a BIN price of $28.99. So that just means the buy it now price. So if you don't want to bid, then you can just buy it now at this price. Basically the same as eBay, but it's used on other platforms like Instagram when they're doing Instagram sales. And then the last one that I've got is OBO. So if, on Instagram or Facebook or even eBay, whatever, you could say that your price is $25 OBO, $25 or best offer or better offer. So that's, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so these are the added words that I thought of later. Haul, well, not that I thought of later, but that were in my phone, and I didn't look at my phone when I was making my list when I made the first video. So the word haul. So that is just when somebody goes sourcing, remember, they come home and show you everything they got, and that would be their haul. So then mall brands, you might hear people say that, oh, I don't pick up mall brands, or I'll only pick up mall brands at the bins. Mall brands are just that, brands that are sold at the mall, like Ann Taylor, Loft, Express, things like that. And then thrifting. Thrifting is a huge word that you hear all the time. It's essentially the same thing as sourcing. Thrifting, sourcing, they can be used interchangeably. And then bread and butter. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, I picked up some bread and butter brands today. Basically what that means is these are just items that go fast. They list them. They know they can get money for it. It's not typically going to be a high sale, but it's going to be a fast sale. Comps, this is another huge one. When I was looking at the list on my phone, I'm like, how did I forget comps? So if you don't know what comps means, that's just comparables. So if you're buying or selling a house, the realtor will say, let's check the comps in your area to make sure that you're pricing in the same vicinity of where other sellers are. So that's essentially the same thing. You would check comps to see how much your item is worth. So now I have a little bonus tip for you here. If you sell on eBay, don't check Poshmark for comps. you want to check the platform that you actually sell on. Now, if you sell on eBay and Poshmark, then you can check both of those for the comps. And some items will go for different prices depending on what platform it is. And I personally list different on all the platforms, like based on fees, because eBay's fee is 13%, Mercari's fee is 10%, Poshmark fee is 20%. So of course I want to have a little bit of wiggle room on Poshmark, more wiggle room on Poshmark than I would Mercari, because there's the 10% difference. And the next one that you might see is the abbreviation HTF. That just means hard to find, like it's a rare item. And then another one, I was like, oh my gosh, death pile. A lot of people say I need to get to my death pile, or I shouldn't go sourcing because I already have a death pile, or whatever. You know, my death pile keeps getting bigger. That just means items that they've gone out and thrifted or sourced, and they throw it in a literal pile, and it's just stacking up because they're not listing it. So that's just what that means. And then I wanted to give you one last tip here. This is my oldest son. Oh, he doesn't want to be in here, I guess. Antique versus vintage. So just the definition between those two. Antique is something that is 100 years old, 100 or more years old. So right now we're in 2020. So if it was made in 1920 or before, that would be considered antique. Vintage is something that's 20 years or older. So right now we're in 2020. So anything from 2000 and between 1920 and 2000 is considered vintage. So I hope those helped you. And if I missed one, please let me know in the comments below so that everybody else that's viewing this video can see it and learn. And please tell me one that you learned from my video that you didn't know before. Now, if you like this video, I'd love it for you to obviously like this video and subscribe to my channel for more reselling content. I'm still very new, and I have a whole list of ideas of videos that I want to do for you, but I thought this one was very helpful, especially for a new seller like myself. If you're just starting out, you might see all these things and have no idea what it means, and it can be very confusing, and I get that sometimes it's embarrassing to ask. So once again, if you liked my video, please give it the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Instagram personally at Jordan_3, and Jordan is spelled Jourdan, or you can find more reselling content at The Thrift Chick on Instagram. Thank you and have a great day.